maybe just assessing the year as a whole, how would you assess it?
Yeah, I think aside from how things ended, it's been an incredible year in terms of our locker room, in terms of the success we had throughout the year, and in terms of everybody making developments personally and as a team. Something that you just keep hearing over and over again doesn't happen every year, or don't take this group for granted. And I think it's just a locker room I'm really happy to be a part of.
The coaching staff talk about how important from a development perspective, and Dylan was just talking about the idea of you guys, especially when you play college, it's kind of more one and done. It doesn't have that same series effect. What was it like getting that experience? Because Mark said, it really is important for you guys from a development perspective to get that experience. So what did you take away from that playoffs?
Yeah, that just every time you're stepping on the ice, there's more risk, there's more at stake. You kind of have to be that much more sound defensively. You have to be that much more, aware making your decisions. And yeah, it was a good week of hockey and some really intense games. And I think something that I'll definitely keep in mind going into next year, and something that I think will ultimately help my development.
From a fun perspective, it's a business, but it's always good when you can have fun while you're doing what you do. Everybody seems to have talked about how close this group was, how much fun was it for you to be able to come here on a daily basis and be with these guys, to train, to play, and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's cool. Like when you're a kid, you're just kind of showing up and you're just playing hockey because it's what you love to do, and all your best friends are there, and that's your social circle, and that's who you spend all your time with. And honestly, this year felt no different. It's like you're just showing up. You get to play hockey at an awesome facility, either here or downtown, and you get to just be a part of a group that's excited to be there every day and excited to go and put in the work. And I think that really just kind of bled out into the effort that we put out on the ice, because it's just guys are there, happy to go to work, happy to sacrifice for each other. And again, yeah, everybody's saying this doesn't happen every year, but as I've been playing pro for 2 years now, and it is all I know. So it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been cool.
And adding a guy like Morgan Barry, who obviously you were very close with, how much did that mean to you to have him for the run and see what he was able to do? Four goals in 4 straight games.
Yeah, first of all, he was incredible for us in the playoffs. He stepped up every time we needed a big goal. He delivered. He's also just such a great guy. He completely, added to our locker room, complemented the energy and the environment we had here. And I think guys did a great job of welcoming him and making it a smooth transition for him. And I think he did a great job of, making the most of the opportunity on the ice for sure, and away from the ice. He's built some great relationships here in the short time he's spent with us. And yeah, I think it just worked out great on both sides.
From a personal standpoint, you had a bit of a slow start maybe to the year, but you obviously produced and were one of the top producers for this team. So how would you rate your overall year?
Yeah, I'm happy to have the opportunities that they've given me here. They've done a great job, being an incredible resource for me, investing in me as a hockey player, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And I think the production that came this year or last year is just kind of a byproduct of having a great staff that puts forth a great plan, and I'm just grateful that they've really invested in me as a player, and that it worked out this year.
And you have to talk about your NHL debut, because that's not something that happens. It only happens once. And so for you, when you think back on it, now that you've had a little bit of time to reflect, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's something that years ago I don't know if I really could have imagined. I've been lucky enough to be part of a handful of great organizations in junior and college, and now here in Winnipeg and Manitoba. It's something that it really is like a huge milestone in my life, and something that when I do think back and reflect on, something that I owe a big part of to my teammates as well. you see it all, like you've seen it all year. Like anytime anybody's gotten an opportunity or anytime anybody's, had success, there's a locker room full of guys rooting for them. And I mean, when I had that opportunity, when I went to and played that game in Chicago, I mean, it was no different. Like I felt just an overwhelming wave of support and genuine joy from those guys that I was getting this opportunity. And when you have guys like that making you feel great about playing these games or having success, it means a lot.
It's almost like we take it for granted because we're like, as media, I covered, I see you guys as teammates, but it's something almost that people don't seem to understand really, because like Dylan was in, like I said, talking about you making your debut, and he said everybody was huddled around little TV watching, you play in Chicago. Same as when Johnny made his debut here, like the press box was packed with you guys. You guys were all, I mean, it's funny because everybody's competing. You guys all want to make that jump to the next level, but yet you all support each other, and that's not something that's very unique in sports.
Yeah, it's again, I think it's just because we're doing it together. Like a big part of the success that leads to those opportunities comes from guys buying in or guys knowing that you can't do it alone. And I think from day one getting here last year, being accepted by, I think back to being accepted right away with meeting Mizey and Covey and kind of just those guys, making it so easy right away, and then meeting Jimmy and CJ, and again, guys just making it so easy for you to fit right in right away. And we had such a great group last year and such a high number of guys returning for this year, and then great guys coming in this year that make it easy to root for each other.